Hello everyone, welcome to a short lesson video on the topic Investment Appraisal for Cambridge A-Level Accounting. In this video, we will understand the concepts of investment appraisal and payback period and solve a past paper question on payback period. Before we proceed, please note, abbreviations are used in this presentation only due to space constraints. Abbreviations are strictly not allowed in the Cambridge exams. Let's understand the meaning of the term investment appraisal. Investment appraisal is the process of assessing whether it is worthwhile to invest funds in a project. The project may be the replacement of an existing asset, acquiring an additional asset, introducing a new product, opening a new branch of business, etc. These projects always involve making choices, including whether or not to proceed with the project, which assets to buy, which new products to introduce, and so on. There are 4 financial techniques of investment appraisal in the A-level syllabus: payback period, accounting rate of return, net present value, and the internal rate of return. In this video, we will understand the payback period method of investment appraisal. Payback is the time it takes for the cash inflow generated by a capital project to equal the cash outflow. Till the net cash inflows from a project equal the initial cash outflows, the business is at risk of not breaking even in terms of cash flows. Therefore, payback period indicates the time over which the business is at risk. Payback period is the length of time that is required for the net cash inflows to cover the cost of investment. Hence, the shorter the payback period, the better for the business. Since payback period method is concerned only with cash coming into the business and cash going out of the business, depreciation will be ignored because depreciation is a non-cash expenditure. We will now solve a past paper question on the payback period method. This is May-June 2019, paper variant 3.2. Jerry uses machine B for the purpose of manufacturing. For the year ended 31st December 2019, we have been provided the total annual cash inflows from sales and the total cash outflows for cost of sales. Jerry has now decided that he will replace machine B with a new machine, machine X. This machine has a cost of $600,000. It will have a useful life of 3 years and no residual value. Machine X is expected to produce the following results, and then they have given us some information about the expected results from machine X. We have to calculate for machine X in part 1 the net cash flow for each year and in part 2 the payback period. So let's get working on part 1. Machine X will be purchased on 1st January 2020 and it has a useful life of 3 years. That means we have to prepare the net cash flow for the years 2020, 21 and 22. This is part A1. We are preparing this format for the years 2020, 21 and 22. The cash inflows from sales for 2019 were $800,000, and we have been told in point 1 of additional information that each year sales will be 5% more than the sales in the previous year. So let's record the cash inflows from sales for 2020, 21 and 22. So this is cash inflows from sales. It was 800,000 in 2019. In 2020, it is 5% more. So it will be 800,000 plus 800,000 into 5%. That is $840,000 for 2020. Similarly, in 2021, it will be 840,000. That is the inflows from 2020 plus additional 5%, that is $882,000, and in 2022 it will be 882,000 plus 5%, that is $926,100. We have been given cost of sales for 2019, but we don't know the cost of sales for the next 3 years. However, in additional information point 2, we have been told that gross margin will increase by 2% in 2020 and this gross margin will then remain constant. We can use this information to find out the annual cash outflows for cost of sales for the years 2020, 21 and 22. So these are cash outflows for cost of sales. We will prepare a working note for this. So this is working note 1. We know that sales minus cost of sales gives us gross profit. We have already seen that sales in 2019 were 800,000 and cost of sales in 2019 was $416,000. So recording this for 2019, we see that gross profit in 2019 was $384,000. We know that gross margin is equal to gross profit upon sales into 100. Therefore, in 2019, gross margin is equal to 384,000 divided by 800,000 into 100. That is 48%. In 2020, the gross margin will increase by 2% and then it will remain constant. Therefore, gross margin in the years 2020 to 22 will be 48 plus 2, that is 50%. We are continuing working note 1 here. For the years 2020, 21 and 22, we just found out gross margin will be 50%. We know the sales for the years 20 to 22. Let's record that in our working note 1. If we were to rearrange this equation, we would get gross profit is equal to sales into gross margin upon 100. So we will use this formula to find out our gross profit for the years 2020 to 22. So gross profit is sales into gross margin upon 100. For 2020, it will be 840,000 into 50 upon 100, that is $420,000. For 21, it will be 882,000 into 50 upon 100, that is $441,000. For 2022, it will be $926,100 into 50 upon 100, that is $463,050. Sales minus cost of sales is equal to gross profit. Therefore, cost of sales is equal to sales minus gross profit. Using this formula, we can find out the cost of sales in our working note. Therefore, cost of sales is sales minus gross profit. It will be 420,000 for 2020, 441,000 for 2021 and 463,050 for 2022. We can now enter the figures for cost of sales in our main answer. It will be in brackets because it is a negative figure. Cash is flowing out of the business. Then there are cash outflows in the form of machine maintenance costs. So let's record that in our answer. So we have machine maintenance. Again, it is a negative figure, so it will be in brackets. There will also be cash outflows of $120,000 per year. Those are operating costs, other operating costs. We have recorded all the cash flows in the question, so we can find out the net cash flows now. With this, we have completed the first part of the question. Now we have to find the payback period. Let's prepare the format for it. This is part A2, payback period. The first column will be year, the second column will be cash flows, and the third column will be cumulative cash flows. We will always start the year column with year 0, which denotes the date of starting the project, or in this case, the date of purchase of machine X. Machine X is going to have a useful life of 3 years. So next we will write down years 1, 2 and 3 in the year column. Machine X has a cost of $600,000. Therefore, on the date of purchase of machine X or year 0, there will be a cash outflow of $600,000 and it will be in brackets because it is a negative figure. In the first part of the question, we have already found out the net cash flows for each of the 3 years 2020, 21 and 22. That is the useful life of machine X. So we will record this in our answer. They are all cash inflows, so positive figures. We will fill in the cumulative cash flow column now. Till year 0, the cash flow for Jerry was 600,000 of cash outflow. Till the end of year 1, the cash flow for Jerry was 600,000 outflow of year 0 plus 290,000 inflow of year 1. That means the cumulative cash flow at the end of year 1 was negative 310,000. Till the end of year 2, the cash flow for Jerry was 310,000 negative cash flow till the end of year 1 plus $301,000 earned in year 2. That means the cumulative cash flow for Jerry at the end of year 2 was negative $9,000. Similarly, the cumulative cash flow at the end of year 3 was negative 9,000 plus 313,050 earned in year 3. That means $304,050 positive. Jerry had to recover $600,000, which was the cost of machine X. By the end of the second year, he had yet to recover $9,000. And in the third year, his cumulative cash flow was positive. This means that at some point of time in the third year, Jerry recovered the cost of his investment, that is $600,000. Since payback will occur in the third year, we can write that payback will happen on the completion of 2 years plus some days. Let us find out how many days. Year 3 is the year of recovery. In this year, Jerry had a cash inflow of $313,050. Therefore, $313,050 was the inflow in 365 days, that is 1 year. Jerry has to recover $9,000 at the end of the second year. So, $9,000 will be recovered in how many days? We will cross multiply 9,000 into 365 divided by $313,050. That gives us 10.49. We will round it off to 11 days. Therefore, the payback period is in 2 years and 11 days. With the calculation of payback period, we have completed the whole sum. We can now derive the formula for payback period. If the year of recovery is N, the year prior to that will be N minus 1. Payback period is equal to N minus 1 years plus X days, where X is equal to cumulative cash flow till N minus 1 year upon the cash flow in the nth year multiplied by 365. Let's take a quick look at the advantages of the payback period method of investment appraisal. It is easy to calculate, simple to understand, and it is a widely used method. It may be used for preliminary evaluation or as a project screening device for high-risk project, especially in times of financial uncertainty. This is a particularly useful investment appraisal method for small businesses. Small businesses cannot wait too long for payback, whereas a larger organization can perhaps wait for a slightly longer time as it has better access to cash flows or more reasonable rates of borrowing. We will now understand the disadvantages of the payback period method. The first and most important disadvantage is that it ignores the time value of money. Secondly, it ignores the whole life of the capital project, so that a capital project which makes significant net cash inflows over the long term is rejected in favor of a capital project with a quicker payback. Some projects take longer to get off the ground, yet generate more net cash flows over a longer period. Payback period ignores the fact that different projects have different patterns of cash flows. So that was a brief overview of the payback period method of investment appraisal. We will look at some of the other methods in the next video.